Doon 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 doon. How are we doing, y'all? Doon 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 doon. Let's go, yo. Hold on. Let me make sure the camera's on. Make sure the camera's on and the audio's good. Camera's on. Hold on. Lighting maybe a little. There we go. There we go. I think that's a little better. Potentially a little better right there. Yes, sir. We'll just have to hold it right here. You know? Doing it bootleg style. Ladies and gentlemen, it's good to see y'all, man. It is good to see y'all. Let me pull this up a little bit. Hopefully my mic, for some reason, is... Do y'all hear me lower than usual? It says it's picking up way less sound than usual. Hold on. I can fix this. Let's take a look here. Sound. Oh, it's got me super low. All right, here we go. Oh, now we're breaking the fourth wall. All right. Here we go. Maybe. There we go. Potentially. I think right here should be good. Maybe. All right. I put it to right there. It might sound a little louder, but on my feed, it was showing that it was barely showing. Thank you, Akash Fantasy Man. I appreciate y'all. It's good to see y'all. Akane Banashi profile picture. Hold up, I see some peak right there. And a Perona profile picture back. And a Gear 5 Luffy profile picture. Back to back. All love. Terra, Silver Shot, Akash Panda, Lazy Mofos, Brandon King, Sun Jin Woo. Goated character. Gimme, CB Maddie, Blazers, Winston, all love y'all. It's good to see y'all. Yo, man. This week's been great, dude. This week has been great. So I was supposed to be here yesterday. Obviously, that's what we do is the 11 o'clock Thursday reactions. But I completely forgot yesterday was chapter day. Because there is a game that just recently came out that I've been looking forward to. It was my most anticipated release outside of like my sequels, right? So like the next Trails game, the next Final Fantasy game, the next Kingdom Hearts game. Like I don't count those because I'm always a part of those. But as far as new IP are concerned, it's not often that I get like extremely excited for a new IP. And the moment I saw the trailer for Expedition 33, I knew it was gonna be special. But when I popped that game in at around like 6 a.m. yesterday morning, boy, I had the whole day off yesterday to myself. And I forgot about YouTube. I forgot about my writing. I forgot about my colleagues. I forgot about everything, dude. If it wasn't for my boy Fiji messaging me yesterday to remind me about a podcast that we're doing soon, I might not have gotten on Discord, which means I may not have remembered there was a chapter out today. I might have not even been here today. The game has had me so locked in, I've forgotten time itself. You know what I'm saying? And this is a week where we had Fatal Fury, which was super cool, and Oblivion Remaster, which if y'all watch my stream with Rogers Base, that is in my top 50 favorite games of all time. Like, I love Oblivion, and the remaster's been awesome. But hey, Expedition 33 dropped, boy, and I put everything down, man. That game is awesome. It surpassed all of my expectations, bro. Let me tell you, if you got an Xbox or a PC, and you have access to Game Pass, Expedition 33 is flipping peak, man. It is peak, and it's $50 on PS5 if you want to buy it full price. Well worth the money, especially if you're into turn-based JRPGs. It is peak, dude. Peak, man. And I hope I get another opportunity to talk about it after I finish the game. But it truly is special. It truly, truly is special, yo. Truly, truly is special. And so, oh man, I've been playing a Josh Pointer. Not only, I have been playing it. It's been playing me. It's been playing me, bro. It's been playing me. That junk is so goated. So goated, man. And so, we had that. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to secure a Switch. I didn't even try, because once I woke up, like, I was so locked into Expedition 33, I said, it is what it is. Y'all can have the Switch too. You know what I'm saying? I will get Mario Kart when it's my time to get Mario Kart. And so we'll get on the Switch too eventually. But I was like, you know what? Tonight will be a good time. I got out the shower, got home way earlier than I thought I would. So I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and lock in so that all of us can get off on a good note. I can watch the Lakers game and keep playing Expedition 33 after we read the peak fiction, the awesome sauce of that LBAF greatness today. And so, super, super excited. Hello, Coach. Been playing Like a Dragon Gaiden, and Joryu is that guy. Joryu is that guy. Joryu is factually that guy. He reminds me a little bit of that Kiryu guy, and they're both goated. I don't know which one I like more, but Joryu is that guy, man. He is that guy. And I know he doesn't like being compared to Kiryu, but by the flag, he's that guy. He is that guy. And that is a phenomenal game. That was one of my favorite games of 2023. Absolutely, Aaron F. Good to see you. Quack 2! Yo, Coach, I've been a man of my word and started watching Gintama this Tuesday. Peak! Let's go. By the way, if the audio is a little too loud for y'all, let me know if it is, because I had to adjust the audio because it was saying that my feed was tripping. And so just let me know if the audio is too much. But so you started watching Gintama. Crazy how we started talking about Gintama being Oblivion Core, and then the Oblivion Remastered Shadow Drop. That's exactly what I was about to say. Like last week we were talking about Oblivion, its side quest, Gintama being Oblivion Core, and they come in and Shadow Drop Oblivion out of nowhere. Like, I heard about the remaster, I saw the screenshots, but when they Shadow Dropped it, I was so shook, dude. I was so shook, and like I said, I'm so glad Game Pass had both of them, because my wallet would have been crying. Because I promise you, I would have bought both of them. What? An Oblivion Remaster and Expedition 33? I would have bought both of them. And so I've been having a blast, obviously, with both of them. But the fact that they Shadow Dropped Oblivion is insane. Like, that's a massive game to Shadow Drop out of nowhere, man. So shout out to them. That's awesome, though, Quag, too. Let me know how your Gintama journey is going. Speaking of journeys, my boy Uzumaki Khan, shout out to Big Khan, just recently started watching Gintama again, and he's been watching that Jojo. And let me tell you, last week we did a top 5 of the week exclusively to the members. If I get another opportunity to talk in the top 5 of the week again, yo, man, I've been rewatching JoJo thanks to Khan. Thanks to Khan. I started the rewatch and I was like, I can't just stop with where he's at. You know what I'm saying? And then I saw Mel's tweets, who's been rereading JoJo, and I was like, bro, I miss my series so much, man. It's that's been a nightly watch for me, is that JoJo greatness again. But yeah, my boy Khan watching 2 of my all-time favorites, 2 series in my top 5 in JoJo and Gintama, and so we'd love to see it. CB Maddie comes in with a 5, says, Coach, how are we doing tonight? Fantastic. Fan-flipping-tastic. I started playing Expedition 33 last night. Let's go. I had zero clue what it was about, but I'm loving it. I'm so glad, CB Maddie. I'm in the same exact boat as you. Before, of course, I saw it in the Xbox Showcase, and I was like, this game looks cool. The music sounds awesome, very near Automata. The gameplay reminded me of like Super Mario RPG, Paper Mario, combined with like a classic turn-based. The way it's angled kind of makes it look like an Atlas game, but it just contains that classic turn-based formula that I love so much, right? From any game. I don't care if it's Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, or classic Final Fantasies, or Trails, or whatever it is, right? Like, I rock with my turn-based. And so, but this game has that Super Mario RPG element, that Paper Mario element of, like, to the rhythm, bro. And when you parry, I feel like I'm playing Sekiro, dog, with how accurate I have to be with the parries, man. So, it's such a good game, man. I love it. And I'm glad you're enjoying it too, CB Maddie. Thank you so much for that super chat. Then Josh Pointer comes in with the members for 20 months. Says WrestleMania was good this week. Shout out WrestleMania. And the Raw after WrestleMania was flipping peak, man. It was from 8 to 11. Non-stop gas. Yeah, I felt I was gonna tweet out this Monday Night Raw was written by Ichiro Oda, because they didn't miss. They didn't miss, man. Like WrestleMania was up and down, right? And both nights. But man, I mean, some of the highs in Mania. Shout out to my girl Io Sky, doing her thing. And so, and obviously, Heel Cena, Big 17. Let's go, baby. But Raw after Mania was awesome too. It was super, super dope. Thank you, Josh Pointer. I almost forgot about that. Char Turner says, and here I was thinking, I hope Recon has gotten sick again. I'm glad you were just locked in with your gaming. Yeah, my bad. Like I said, if not, I would have updated y'all. If not, I would have streamed last night. I would have had no problem streaming One Piece. This is the thing I love, right? But I genuinely forgot. I was in the middle of playing. I went to sleep. I woke up. I saw the message from Fiji, and I was like, oh my god, the chapter. I was like, holy flag darts. So, that's what happens, man. Oh yeah, next week is Golden Week. So there's no chapter next week, right? Thank you, Silvershot, for letting me know audio's good. New chapter in Lakers game, we're feasting, Lazy Mofos. Like, anytime you can experience some good old NBA playoff basketball, which has been pretty good so far. There's been so many blowouts, though, this year. A lot of blowouts. But, man, there's some series that have been killing it. Been enjoying the Rockets and the Warriors. Been enjoying the Nuggets series as well. I think those have been really good. Game 2 for the Lakers-Wolves was a good game as well. So it's been depending on the series, right? Like, obviously, just like most round ones are. But it's been fun so far. It's been fun. Yeah, Xanarkin, man, I've seen you in the comments too, bro. For that JoJo greatness. Shout out, man. I'm so glad he's enjoying it. I'm so glad. I've been in such a JoJo mood ever since SBR was announced. Same here, Sulfner. Same here. Like, right after SBR was announced, I caught up on JoJo Lands, which I hope to talk, or it was after I did the top 5 of the week last week. I caught up to JoJo Lands. And, that put me in an even more JoJo mood. Like, if Steel Ball Run being announced didn't already have me on a JoJo high, when I caught up to JoJo Lands, I was like, bro, peak! And then Khan started watching it, and so I'm rewatching it. And now I'm in a super JoJo mood. This is a very That's My Straw Hat type of chapter. Oh, I thought last week was a That's My Straw Hat type of chapter. I was screaming for my boy Usopp. You know what I'm saying? King Ryu says, I didn't expect Cena to win at Mania, but boy, was I happy. I was so happy too, King Ryu. And, you know, we could talk about the way that the match went and everything, but the end result was just... That's what I wanted, man. And then you get the Raw after Mania, you get Orton coming up, and I was like, come on, man. Come on, dude. Winston says, Mania weekend went crazy. Did you see Sabu versus Joey Janela? So I saw some clips. That was his final match, right? Sabu's final match. I watched a lot of Sabu because I grew up with ECW, right? And especially during the early days of YouTube, man, I used to watch a lot of ECW. ECW. Back in those days, the show. That I haven't watched a match yet. Real gaming conquers all of their priorities. I can promise you that. I can promise you that. No chapter next week. Okay, no chapter next week, but chapter 1094 anime adaptation next week. Let's go. So this week's I'm expecting an awesome episode because it's going to be adapting 1093. And I thought last week's episode was awesome. So this week's episode, definitely excited for that. Next week's episode is going to have 1094 though, bro. Saturn dropping in, and then we start the Kuma flashback after that. We're going to be eating good. We're going to be eating good, man. I can't wait. I can't wait. Thank you, Akashman, for letting me know. So there is no chapter next week. Marco Cordelia comes with a 5. Thank you very much, Marco Cordelia. Says, Coach, when is the next Reverie? Would be awesome if you hosted again. Would you? Do you think Loki will fight? Who do you think Loki will fight? Is Zoro getting his massive big black blade in this arc? So, Marco, let's go ahead and break that question down. When is the next Reverie? I don't know. I wish I knew because I love the Reveries, but I do not know, and I also don't know who's hosting it. So I will leave that to whatever it is that we end up doing for the Reverie this year. But I'm very excited for it whenever it does happen because I thought the last get together we had, whenever we did the Gender Reverie over on Jay's channel, obviously before that when we did it with Volume 1, I had a lot of fun in both of those Reveries, and so super excited to see however it is that we decide to take the next one. It was a lot of fun, and looking forward to seeing both who hosts it as well as when it's going to be. And then who do I think Loki will fight? I mean, based on last week's chapter with Gunko's speech, it looks like Loki's going to be fighting on our side. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I don't care who he fights as long as he's boxing. That's what I want to see. I want to see him come down like he's Thor in Marvel Rivals, dog, ulting. Bah! And then talking about Zoro getting the Black Blade potentially in this arc. I'm not sure if it will be here because that feels like something that he could potentially unlock while fighting Mihawk or right before, because I don't know what Oda has planned, right? I don't know if he has Shiryu in the plans before Mihawk. I don't know if he has Mihawk in the plans before Nusturo or whatever, but I'm going to assume, number one, Black Blade will be, at the very least, my cap for Zoro unlocking the Black Blade is the Mihawk fight. He either unlocks it in that fight, or he unlocks it before that fight while fighting whoever. I don't care if it's Nusturo, Shiryu, random swordsman number 5, a Seraphim, a Ryuma. I don't know. He's going to be boxing someone, though. You know what I'm saying? So, whoever it is, maybe even in this arc, Zoro will unlock the Black Blade, and that'll set us the course for the Mihawk fight. That's what I'm assuming. Yeah, Black Blades. Exactly. Thank you, Winston. Thank you, Marco, by the way. Depending on how good it is, might make up for lack of chapter next week. Good point. Yeah, for the anime episodes. I started rereading JoJo from the beginning 4 days ago, and I'm halfway through part 4 now. Yo, so you too, Jail. So yeah, I've been watching the anime again, and I'll tell you what, man, because I have to watch it with so that I'm not. How do I put this? You know, whenever you're watching a subtitled anime in Japanese, so you have like your full focal attention on it. I'm not able to do that right now because I'll be traveling while also watching it. So I've been watching in English, and yes, I've watched the English stuff for JoJo before. Obviously, I own most of JoJo and its Blu-rays, and I watched it on Adult Swim. But it's registering really hard now how much I really like the JoJo English dub. Like, I actually rock it. Beside the stand names, which even the subtitled, because you hear Notorious B.I.G. in Japanese, but you see whatever Flagnards it was in English. And that's how they say it in English. Besides the stand names, I just think it's dope. I actually like the English dub. That's how I've been watching it now. At least whenever I'm on the road. JoJo Lance made it in my top 3 parts, and we're barely into the part. You know, Winston, man, I've been having a conversation with myself too, bro. It's outside my top 3 because my top 3 is too special to me. I honestly think my top 3 JoJo parts, if I were to split them into their own manga, they'd be in my top 15 favorite manga. Like Steel Ball Run, JoJolion, and Stone Ocean are all really special to me. Really special to me. And on the day, Steel Ball Run's normally always my favorite because it's the one that personally impacted me the most. But JoJolion and Stone Ocean are still top 10 easy, could be on any given day, right? Like for just all-time manga. That's how much I love those parts. And so, I as much as I'm really enjoying JoJo Lands, it's like I love those parts too much as well. But that's the good thing about Araki, man. It's like he's evolving. And the fact that we've been having this conversation 24 chapters in is nuts. But man, what an amazing, amazing part JoJo Lands has been so far. Brandon King says, also, I've been slowly pushing my way through JoJolion. I'm in like chapter 33. This one's a slow burn, but it's finally intriguing me. You know what's interesting about that, Brandon King? The other day, AJ, shout out AJ, was talking about his favorite slow burns in his favorite stories, right? Like he brought up Twilight Princess. Shout out to AJ, by the way, my boy, twitch.tv/Alexander, which we'll be doing a podcast soon. But he was talking about favorite slow burns, and I was thinking through my favorite slow burns, right? Like some Trails games, and things of that nature. But one of the things that came up in my mind immediately was JoJolion. Because JoJolion, even though it does start off slow, to me it doesn't feel like it. It's like I was only able to tell that upon reread. And even then, I feel like the slow burn really, it fits. It's like the beginning of Cold Steel 3, which I absolutely adore. Right, like that's some of my favorite stuff in the series, just because it's like a welcome back home thing for me. And so, JoJolion kind of feels like that too. And because of that, it has one of my favorite, if not my favorite, introductory sequence in all of JoJo, just because of the way it's paced. I rock with the beginning of JoJo Lane. But I definitely see what you're saying. I think it's an awesome slow burn. Yeah, for sure, Hilo. Definitely 2 peak. Josh Pointer, my bad, I didn't even see the super. Josh Pointer comes in with a 10 and says, you will get hyped reading this chapter, all caps. Also, Expedition 33 deserves the hype it's getting. It really does, bro. It really does. A lot of good games that's released this year. Also, will Chapter Afterthoughts come again? Chapter Afterthoughts will come again. It's just going to depend on, number 1, the chapter, and number 2, when we can finally stabilize the schedule again. But hopefully we'll be able to get regular Chapter Afterthoughts again in the near future. But yeah, man, a lot of great games coming out this year. It's going to be tough to put that list together. Last year was a super me-core year. This year, there's just so many games. I don't even know if I can play them all. You know what I'm saying? So, given all the talks about games, you will love the Jump cover this week. The Jump cover. Are we going to see that in the chapter? Did One Piece get the Jump cover? Sarah from Ryuma actually sounds crazy. Oh, we're getting a 2-week break. Key West, W JoJo character. Yo, shout out to Key West, man. Number 1, somebody lives in Florida. That's just a crazy name. Key West. But number 2, yes. Especially with like the organization that the individuals in. It's just, you know, I'm a Trails fan. So Trails, listen, man. Anything that reminds me of special sports sections, like, let's flip and go. Let's go. All right, let's read a few more, and then we'll get into the chapter. Yeah, Monster by Urasawa is also a good slow burn as well. I reread nearly, this was just a personal thing for me last year. I reread every single Urasawa part except for the ones that I normally reread. So I normally reread 20th Century Boys and Monster. I've done that for like 10 years. But the ones that I number 1, either have never read or have never reread, I did that last year. Like, I reread Billy Bat for the first time last year since it finished, and I absolutely adored it. I talked about this in the top 5 of the week thing at some point, but I read Happy for the first time. All of the other Urasawa works I read for the first time last year, besides Billy Bat, which I followed weekly. I'm talking about after 20th Century Boys and Monster. So, like, yeah, last year was a really heavy Urasawa year for me. I need to reread Monster again. I feel like it's been a few years. I survived Anime Dressrosa, nothing slow to me anymore. You know, One Piece really does change the way you look at slow anime. It does. It does. Or slow just things in general. Both One Piece and being a wrestling fan, I feel like. And being a Trails fan. Random question, but did you ever read Alice in Borderland? I did. I did read Alice in Borderland. I got caught up to where Viz was at the time, which I believe was in the 40s or 30s. But they were behind where the actual volumes were, and after that I stopped reading it. I caught up, stopped reading it after that. But then once it finished, or at least once it caught up during the Viz, I was like, well, that is what it is. It is what it is. I'll get back to it eventually, but I'll have to reread it from the beginning because I forgot a lot of it. What's going on? Cheers, Baba. That's totally fair. It's like such a unique opener. It's not like I hated all of it. I like Josuke and Yasuko. Just had to slowly warm up to the Higashikatas bit. No, for sure. I understand, Brandon King. I understand. Not One Piece exclusive Jump cover. Oh, okay. So it's like an overall. Is it the Golden Week cover? That might be what it is, right? Like normally they'll have like all the characters on there. By the way, I'm caught up to Hima 10. Getting closer to catching up to Kagurabachi. I probably would have been caught up if it wasn't for Oblivion dropping in the Expedition 33. But Kagurabachi. So I'm starting to knock out the Shonen Jump series. I'm actually enjoying a lot of the series in Jump right now. Akane Banashi is obviously, y'all hear me rave about that all the time. I really love Blue Box. I rock with Hima 10. Kagurabachi's flipping goated, bro. And obviously the one I read every week is in One Piece. And Chainsaw Man's technically not there anymore, but I read that too. So it's been dope. And I still need to read Ichi the Witch. Witch Watch, I need to watch that as well. Or continue reading, because I really liked what I read. I'm trying to remember what else intrigued me in the magazine. I started reading a soccer one, but I don't know if that's in Jump. It's on the Shonen Jump app. I just don't know if it's in Jump. Anyways, are we reading the title this week? Let me see. Iruma update. I'm sorry, Akash Panda. I've let you down. Oh yeah, Sakamoto Days is the other one. Yeah, I do read Sakamoto Days. I just need to catch back up to it. I started letting it stack after a certain amount of chapters. I believe I hit like the 150s, and it was after that arc finished. Whenever it was at that like section finished, I started letting it stack after that, and so I need to catch back up to it. Sakamoto Days is the other one. I absolutely adore that one. Number one, I agree with you, Josh Pointer. Listen, I don't care what anybody says, Josh Pointer. I'm there. Rent a Girlfriend drops on what is that, July? I'm there. I'm an anime only. But I'm there, baby. I'm there, man. Are you kidding me? We're going to be there for some big. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait. But going back to Miss question, would you say Akane Banashi is like Chihaya Furu? So, I think it's so tough, man. Because Akane Banashi and Chihaya Furu share the Shonen Jump formula elements that I love so much about Chihaya Furu. But Akane Banashi does not have like the romance elements that's also like really prevalent within Chihaya Furu. So I would say Akane Banashi is similar in regards to its formula and the way that it like emphasizes certain things that make a sports series so special, even though Akane Banashi is technically not quote unquote a sports series. But I would definitely say while reading it, it will give you, it feels like Haikyuu at times with its characters. It feels like Chihaya Furu, but it also feels like a One Piece. It really does. It feels like a One Piece or a Naruto or Bleach. It can feel like that at times. And so, it's just a great combination of a lot of different things. And then if you ever read Blue Period, it feels like that too. Yeah, where you just leave it and you're so creatively inspired, you just want to go out and create your own stuff. At least that's the way it is for me. CB Maddie comes in with a membership for 14 months, says, also just picked up volume 106 and 7. Let's go. We are ready for the next volume to drop, CB Maddie. Can't wait. Cannot wait. Volume 106 and 107, those are... 106 is the first Egghead one. I have it back there. And the 107 is the one with, like, Garp and them on the cover, right? Super goated volume. Super goated volume. Then Derek Vivek was in membership for 20 months. Shout out to Derek and says, y'all see King Recon's doppelganger, Hashem Abedi. I don't know who that is, but if they are my clone, I need them to go to any type of working establishment during the day, and while I play Expedition 33. You know what I'm saying? So that I can dedicate my time to Expedition 33, at least for tomorrow. Just for tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate you, Derek. Like I said, I don't know who that individual is, but God bless him, and I hope they can go into work for me tomorrow and the next day. So shout out to that individual, and then Frodo Baggage comes in and joins the Kingdom of Awesome Sauce with a Rhaenyra profile picture. Shout out to House of Dragon coming back relatively soon. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get right into it. So excited to read this week's installment of the best-selling manga mystery. It looks like we can read the title. So let me grab my laptop. Okay. 11:47. Oh, I see a little bit of a cover here, but before we get into the cover, is that Sakamoto and Luffy in like pixel art? All right. Anyways, we're not gonna look down any further, ladies and gentlemen. We are here today, a day later than usual, not because of me, but because 30 people over at Sandfall Interactive, a studio over in France, decided to create something so good that it even made me forget my favorite thing of all time, which is the best-selling manga in history! And I'll tell you what, man, I would do it again. Which is why we're here when we needed to be here, which is Friday night at 8:40 p.m. Eastern Time to read the one, the only, the greatness, the awesome sauce, Big E Elbaf. What? When are we getting another One Piece game done? We just got Odyssey. They've been a rumored thing about a fighting game that is obviously really exciting if that's the case. But I just don't know, man. I feel like we need something. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for us to read some greatness here. Let me see. They canceled it, Citizen? What in the flying flag nards? That dude got sentenced to 55 years in prison? Are you talking about the other guy? Who was supposed to be my doppelganger? Well, that's okay. He's not me. You know what I'm saying? He ain't me. That's right. That's right. Yo, Sage, it's good to see you, man. It's good to see you. Alright. WhatsApp? What in the world are they trying to make me click on this website? Alright. Here we go. Weekly Shonen Jump. Yo, Egghead Luffy. Okay! Sakamoto! Doing his thing! So he's got the headset on. He's playing Marvel Rivals. He's like, yo, somebody switch over to support! He's out there yelling. They insta-locked 5 DPSs. And that brother's like, yo, who's tanking? Who's playing support? And Luffy's like, it ain't me. Luffy's like, it ain't gonna be me. You know, if Luffy was in Marvel Rivals, it legitimately would be Mr. Fantastic. A DPS is also a tank that can heal himself. You know, Gear 5, bro, Gear 5. Anyways, and then we see some pixelated. Oh, that's super cool. Oh, so it really is a video game cover, like Akash Panda was talking about. Oh no, it's not just them. It's the rest of the characters. Look at Chihiro in the cut, bro. Is he on the PS5? Okay, my boys play Expedition 33. Goated. We love to see it, man. That's the Ichi the Witch protagonist as well. Shout out Witch Watch. That's dope. Pixels. Trying to see. So I think, yeah, Luffy's the only One Piece character on here. They're still continuing the Me and Roboko series on the right? That series was trollish. That detective one, I started reading that detective one too. Oh, the soccer one is in Shonen Jump, because there's their main character from Embers. Alright, regardless. Let's get into it. You know what I'm saying? A gaming together? Yeah, yo, straight up can't fly, man. Straight up. Straight up. I can imagine. It's like you're seeing where the series has come. Right? Like standing next to the Yonko. You know, and it's like so cool. Catch the Pixel Akane on the bottom left. Oh, you always need the gag manga, man. I love me my gag manga. Oh, yeah, Akane is right here. Oh, that's dope. That's dope. I was almost a fraudulent fan because of this ad that's covering the bottom left. Regardless. Shout out Luffy. I don't know what this controller he has here, but it's a custom made one. Sometimes you need custom made controllers in order to play. You know what I'm saying? Regardless, shout out to the king. We look at Oda's notes. I finished the 7 Men and Women Summer and Autumn series. They were fun and exciting despite how dated they felt. 7 Men and Women. Is that like an old novel? I've honestly never heard of that. Hey, if it's a classic piece of literature, don't tell people that I graduated in English literature. You know what I'm saying? I did. But I don't know what that is. Regardless, we move into the chapter. Chapter 1147, The Things We Find Scary. So we're going back into the nightmare concept now. And here we see, oh man! So we got Yamato, Raizo, the legendary 7th Hokage, and Tama as they're eating some rice balls. And in the background, I think we see Pei. I think that's page 1. Is that page 1? No, I think that's Who's Who. I think they're beating up Who's Who. I think Who's getting beat up because they took off his mask. Regardless, Yamato, Raizo, and Tama here. Only child Yamato in the Holy Inari Shrine, Pilgrimage Volume 32. Raizo, the daimyo of Udon, expresses his gratitude. The daimyo of Udon, yo. Shout out to Raizo. Doing big things. So we start off the chapter with Saul. I've seen him before. He's a god's knight. Huh? Robin, Chopper, Hyde. This is where we left off last week's chapter. For the children's sake, you've got to stay hidden and wait for the right moment. They're immortal. We can't beat them. So we see Saul still down. Summers in front of him. The Marine sure dropped the ball there. The survivor of O'Hara. Well, I guess there were 2 of you, huh? Yo, seriously, like a wedding cake. Yo, I feel like I heard that every week in the anime, Doug. Summers, Robin and Chopper, they're still hiding. Saul gets up, or at least he's attempting to. No, never mind. No, he's not attempting to do anything. It's the little bubble, the action bubble is indicating that they're like moving around in his hair. Summers, you dolt. He called him a dolt. You know we aren't here to provoke Straw Hat Luffy, right? We are here to carry out our mission and go back home. They don't want to mess with the Yonko. They say, bro, we're talking God's Knights. Dudes who can regenerate. Dudes who are under the main man in Figureland Garling. And then stabs. And then potentially a Semester Sama. And you're telling me that they were like, yo, we don't want to provoke the king. They don't want to provoke the king, man. They know what it is, lazy mofos. They know what it is, man. They know what it is. They know what it is. No, yeah, I got... Thank you for reminding me, Akash Panda. You know what it is, Akash Panda? I've been reading the Fantastic Four comic. That's because I've been so invested in Marvel Rivals. I've been reading the Fantastic Four comic, and that's readjusted my mind to read a certain way. So now I gotta readjust to reading manga again. So yeah, you're right. Gunko. So let's start off with the right. Gunko, you done rounding up the Straw Hats? Are we bring him back with us? Gunko with the dragon. ... Now we can say, Summers, you dolt. You know we aren't here to provoke Straw Hat Luffy. Come on, man. We are here to carry out our mission and go home. How dare they do that to Saul? And they took Colin too. And then here we have... So, Nami, Usopp, Robin, and Jinbei. I thought they were going to get sent all the way down to Luffy and them, but that is not the case. How could you let this happen, Jinbei? I thought we'd be good with you here. Quit making a racket, I'm trying to think. I wonder, how do we handle this ability? That lady is scary. I thought I was a goner. That woman... No, it couldn't be. What? Goes over. She's back! Brooke! So Gunko goes back, the zombie lady. And she steps on him. Brooke probably likes this. You there? Huh? Your life will be devoted to making music for me. You belong to me. So Gunko's like, yo, I'm trying to take you as a personal servant. As an individual who only makes music for me. That just goes to show she's a fan. No, what happened? I clicked on an ad and the whole website went down. Abort mission, abort mission. Alright, hold on, we're going back. Okay, I'm back. Bro, stop popping ads! Alright, here we go. We're good. We're back. The zombie lady, she steps on him. Your life will be devoted to making music for me. You belong to me. Thank you, Akash Panda, by the way. I legitimately forgot how to read manga there for a second. What the? She knows Brooke's music? No way. Nami, you know my boy be rocking it. He's gone triple platinum. When you look on the iTunes Top 100, on the Spotify Top 100, you know what you see? Brooke's bangers. Double B. Come on, Nami, we know this, the Soul King. She's a Celestial Dragon and a Soul King fan? Usopp's like, yo, this individual's the scum of the earth, but by the Flagnars he appreciates Brooke's art. You know what this reminds me of? There was... man, I don't remember the individual's name now. But there was somebody that the United States was hunting. A long... Like... When I was like 10 years old. And I remember that they said that when they confiscated his computer, they found like a whole bunch of anime and manga and Kingdom Hearts on the thing. and I was like, yeah, you notice he's hunting the dude, but by the mother of Flagnar's dude is cultured. You feel me? And that's what Usopp's like, yo, she's a celestial dragon and a Soul King fan. It's like, yo, that's one hell of a groupie. Hey, Gunko, cut that out. It's like the best-selling ones. Gosh, man, the best-selling ones, bro. The best-selling ones. I'm telling you, it's like, yo, the ad fruit. That's pretty much what it was. Brooke's bangers, lazy mofos. Brooke's bangers. Google, cut that out. I'm not in the mood to pick a fight with an emperor here either, bro. They keep specifying again. I'm not in the mood to pick a fight with an emperor here either. Like, bro. Are you kidding me? 2 times that we're seeing 2 different Holy Knights specify that they are here not to pick a fight with an emperor, but to specifically go out of their way to not want to pick a fight with the king, with Maiko. Let's finish the job. No, bro. Okay, we're back. My sincerest apologies, young lady. Young lady. Well, that's the second individual we've heard Brooke called young lady. My captain, Straw Hat Luffy, gave me a second lease on life. Since then, my loyalty has been to him alone. Big Brooke. And if refusal means forfeiting your life, he don't care. I would sooner rather embrace death. I would sooner embrace death than live without honor. Let's go, man. Let's go, bro. Come on! Big Brook, man! And let me read this one more time, dude. My sincerest apologies, young lady. It don't matter if you're a holy knight, an emperor, you could even be Emu. Watch Emu actually be a 900-year-old woman. And what is Brook gonna say? How art thou, young lady? I don't give a flying flat who you are. You ain't Monkey D. Luffy, dog. My captain, Straw Hat Luffy, gave me a second lease on life. A second lease on life, bro. Since then, my loyalty has been to him alone. And Google's like, so if you're gonna refuse, you understand what that means, right? And Brook's like, I don't give a flying flagnards what that means. I would sooner embrace death than live without honor, bro. Let's go! Yes! Brook! Usopp yells, Gunko's sweet chin musics. Brook out of there, but by the flagnards. Thank you, Brook. Thank you. Let it go, man. Yes! And Gunko's gotta respect it. Gunko has to respect it. That's what I'm saying, Akash Panda. He already died once. He doesn't fear death. It's like, come on, man. Why are our swordsmen so loyal? Like, bro, that's what they are. That's what they are. Bone chilling, as Quagtu says. Like, come on. Exactly, King Ryu. Like this wasn't time to ask for to look at the pantsuit. It wasn't pantsuit time. It's time to show you where my loyalties lie. My boy did not give in to temptation. He did not go after the forbidden fruit. He did not decide to put a gag joke, in the middle of a situation like this. Maybe not yet, anyway. Maybe I'm speaking too soon. But at this point in time, Brook was like, no, I'm dead serious right now. And so the pantsuit is in front of me. I don't give a flying flag darts, man. Flying flag darts. Gunko with a maybe the first time I've seen her do a what does that mean? Did she like feel pain from hitting Brook? From hitting her favorite musician? Brook yells, I believe that's Jinbei. We good killing him? Yeah, go ahead. Oh yeah, that's right, they were gonna broadcast something all over the news. Can you hear me? Warriors of Elbaf. I wonder what this is gonna say. Gunko grabs her chest hard right after kicking Brook. What's going on with it? So I was wondering. I was like, what does that mean? Because I was like, okay, maybe Brook potentially launched like a counterattack, but at the same time, that definitely doesn't feel like what happened. So she felt some sort of pain, emotional pain, from doing that. So Can Flyman says, I think she's just offended he rejected her since she continues to beat on him in the next panel. I see. So she's just offended that he said no. Obviously, potentially in the position that she's in, maybe nobody's ever said no. Maybe nobody's ever been placed in a situation where they could say no, right? Is that the pumpkin boss from Elden Ring? Look at that thing! Who's that? A transmission? We see the pumpkin boss? I'll bet by now you're feeling the pressure from all these abnormalities. This is our handiwork. And they're talking, of course, into the giant dented Mushi. I'm the dagger of the Holy Land Marijoa. Ugh! Yo, first and foremost, as a Final Fantasy IX fan, Anybody who refers to themselves as Dagger has got to be peak. You know what I'm saying? Hey, shout out to Final Fantasy IX. I'm the Dagger of the Holy Land Marijoa, Summers of the God Knights. And here we see something straight out of, like, bro, look at that thing on the left. It's got Pitbull's face. No, that's a bulldog. That's a Georgia bulldog. It's got the Georgia bulldog's face with a tarantula's body. The imagination of children here, ladies and gentlemen. Then we see some of the skeletal soldiers. We see Momonosuke in the background, / Kaido. And, that was like an Expedition 33 thing in the middle, honestly. But yeah, definitely a lot of the nightmares that are coming up here. So, the Dagger of the Holy Land Marijoa, Summers of the Gods Knights. Really cool way of referring to himself here. Artisan Village, and then here, what in the Flagners? Is he a winged beast? Marijoa, so they're with the world government? What do they want? Is that the Smash Brothers hammer that he has in his hand? They all got the Smash Brothers hammers in their hands, bro. I feel sorry for that lion. Winged lion thing. Chief! This is broadcasting all over Elbaf. At the moment, they're exposing themselves. Hunter Village, Northwest Region. Are the kids okay? You're probably already aware, but we are currently in the middle of kidnapping 10 children from this country. Oh yeah, 10. And we've already taken down a certain orange-bearded guy who was trying his darndest to free them in Saul. Something happened to Mr. Saul? In short, you naively assumed those brats would be kept safe, but they're still storming toward our goal. Saul! It's showtime. Too bad we don't have a video feed. Do you remember the names of all the kids we had to march out of here? Of course. Alright then, you'll inform the parents. It's about time for the children to wake up from their dreams. I really feel like I'm rewatching a Sailor Moon movie from when I was like 6 years old. Hey, what are we doing walking out here? Where are we going? Don't know, but I bet it's far away. Nuh-uh, this is branch 18, the way back home. Yeah, but our bodies are still moving on their own, aren't they? So we're not gonna go home, but I wanna. I want my mommy. I want my daddy. You can't see them. We've been kidnapped. Colin. What? Calm down, I'm here. Colin said calm down! I am here! Like he was prime All Might, man. I am here. The hero is here, man. I'll take care of business. That's the two-piece protagonist talking. You better believe him. You better listen to him when he's talking. I'm not like you weaklings. I'm a warrior. Talk to him again. I'm not like you weaklings. I'm a warrior. Mother of Flagnard. So you have another big, huge dog. Then the ghost. I think it looks like a Perona ghost to me. The Perona ghost. It's a monster and a ghost. Colin, help. Oh, here we go, Colin. Colin, do your thing, baby. He shook? What happened to the warrior talk? You know, he is a kid. He is a kid, man. He told everybody, we'll be good. I'm here. Turns around. The situation is presented where he can be like, yeah, I am him. And he's like, whoa. Yeah. Shout out Colin. Yo, seriously, I'd be shook too. I'd be shook too. But still. Yo, man. Colin is hilarious. Colin is hilarious. You know what? Now that King Ryu says that, that's actually a good point. I'd be shook too. Yeah, for real. Like that is true. Look at what he's facing. That's a good point. That's a great point. Just look at what he's facing. I'd be shook too. I'm still shook. I think I might not be able to sleep tonight because of that pit bull dog tarantula thing I saw earlier. So, let alone what we just saw. Saul seems to have been taken out. Turn back. We're going to rescue the kids. Chiefs! About that. The ship has sprung a leak, and we've got broken oars. What's this creature supposed to be? Not sure. Some kind of beastly woman? Looks kind of like my missus. Kind of like his missus. You're in for a beating. The one over there looks like my wife. Oh, so is that because like the kid dreamt or like the thing that he feared most was his mother? The one over there looks like my wife. Hang on, aren't these things just the kid's fears coming to life? Yeah, for real. Say Ben's your kid, right? So if what Ben finds scary is his mom, then that means that they're probably gonna be chased by his mother. Is that Big Mom? Bro, they got double imposter Big Moms. One on the bottom and one on the ship? I'd be out. Two Big Moms? Bro, one Big Mom is enough. Two of them? And let me tell you, man, I can see where this kid's coming from. Your mother is your number one protector. But son, if you got on her bad side, you know what's coming. You know what's coming, man. You feel me? I know where this kid's coming from. They destroy universes. Universe destroyers. And you got two of them on the ship? Two? They're mothers. Two Big Moms, ladies and gentlemen. Double big mothers. Yeah, for real. Two imposter Big Moms. Just two mothers. One of them with a ladle in her hand. At that, she was in the middle of cooking. And an apron. They're mothers. Anyone would be scared by that, even us, for real. Straight up. She ripped the skull off. Yeah. We can't do this. Our spirits aren't strong enough. They're getting pwned. I can't blame him, man. I really can't. I'm sorry for always going out drinking, Mom. Ma, I shouldn't have forgotten to take out the trash. Forgive me for eating the honey cake meant for our guests. Chiefs, this is bad. The island clouds have drifted away. We're going down. The ship of the mighty giant warriors pirates just crashed. Some strong dream demons got them. The odds seem to only get worse for the brats. Let's keep this brief. I am now addressing the legendary warrior Mountain Beard Jarl, the Jarl. No, Dorian Broggy couldn't have. Seeing as the king's gone, you will speak for Elbaf. It can't be. The giant warrior pirates, Sval, crashed? And so Ripley's Believe It or Not is hearing this. I hope the Chiefs are safe. They're not. They lost in the Super Bowl. Let's hurry! Our goal is simple. You giants will serve as our battle thralls. Our battle thralls? Otherwise, we'll see just how valuable these brats are as hostages. I'm sure you're all curious about the 10 kids and where they're going, right? So now we've got the classic One Piece anime recap card. Ripley and Frankie, the giant warrior pirates, West Village Jarl, the castle, the library and the school, Saul and the Straw Hat Crew, and the 10 children. And it's showcasing exactly where everybody is on the board here. I actually really appreciate Oda showcasing this like this. I have the names of the kidnapped children. The first one is Ylva. Ylva! My great-great-granddaughter? Lord Jarl. Next we have Scotty. We're helpless. Olaf. A dream. This is just a dream. Captain, that's my grandson. Ouch. Colleen, I have the worst luck. Mug, I know I'm strong, but I can't stop. Rania, it's okay, everything will work out in the end. Oh, she's positive. Why did it have to be my daughter? They were on branch 8, right? I'll go save her myself. You can't blame them. Bent, Mama's gonna be so mad. The poor kid, he's still thinking about his mama. That's definitely his mama that's causing ruckus all the way back there. They did say it was Bent's mother. Johanna, at least you have parents. Dang. Bjorn, just save me at least. It was just those 9, but later on another one was taken because he came to save his friends. Oh, that's right, Colin. You suck, Bjorn. Bjorn, right? Bjorn? How could you say something like that? Sorry. The little warrior Colin. He makes 10. Huh? Colin? Yo, Ripley's about to go ham. You hear that, Ripley? Our boy sure is something. Gabon? This isn't the time to brag. Now, the fact that he said, our boy sure is something. Now we'll make our demands. Listen closely, Elbeth. Warriors have no need for schools. They don't need libraries or their pointless history either. Set them ablaze and swear your allegiance to us. Obviously, they don't want them to be educated and to get rid of the history that's plagued them for all these years. You know, you understand where their motivations come from there. If you don't, we're going to kill your kids off one by one. So he wants them to burn their libraries and their pointless history to set it ablaze. If not, they're going to kill off the kids. What did he just say? I love this shot of Ripley and Gabon just chilling with a giant axe on her hands. Help, save us! We know where the kids are, let's go save them. I'll smash them to bits. Elder Jarl, the choice is yours. Brother is chillin', man. Chillin'. I'm not talking about the Jarl, I'm talking about Summers. Elder Jarl, the choice is yours. Please wait, that's too cruel. The school is a symbol of Elbaf's peace. And the library not only safeguards our long history, but also the secrets of the world that the scholars of O'Hara sacrificed their lives to protect. It doesn't just belong to Elbaf. You sure are a big mouth. Robin, don't do it! Robin? She's moving? Yasan, please! On it! Gabon? Robin! Robin and Gabon! I'm not gonna let it happen! End of the chapter? Bro, we're gonna have... Hold on, I need to pull up my light to my face. Do you understand what I'm saying here? Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Robin and Gabon? In a tag team? Robin and Gabon? Robin and Gabon? A pissed off Robin? Who Saul just got wrecked in front of her? And a Gabon who's going in to save his son? We're boxing. We're boxing! We're about to see real tag team wrestling. Real tag team wrestling. Bro. Robin and Gabon? Bring it on. Bring on the nightmares. Bring on killing him. Come here, Summers. Oh, man. Summers, you gotta catch it. He's gotta catch the hands. He messed with Saul. So Robin and Gabon. Yo, Gobbin, son. Yo. Let's flipping go. So, once again, another extremely focused chapter that's going to play off really well in the anime. Really, really well. I mean, you could feel the intensity through the screen. Like, I was, like, sweating. What in the world's about to happen? You could feel the tension. And so we get to the end of the chapter, and it all leads to that. Robin and Gabon. And you know the Straw Hats are eventually going to, or Luffy and them are eventually going to make their way up here too. But I love that the other Straw Hats have got to try to take care of the situation here. So, shout out Brook, obviously. Brook, my guy was, loyalty top one. His loyalty to the game is top one. Like, yo, every single Straw Hat, the way that we have seen their loyalty be presented throughout the course of the entire series has always been super cool. But this just reminded me of like that Jinbei moment back in Whole Cake Island in front of Big Mom. And it was just like, let's flipping go, man. And when Nami was in front of Ulti and she's like, I don't give a flying flatness what you're talking about. The king is the king, man. And so every single Straw Hat has had like those moments. And Brook just had another one, man. Absolute greatness. Fascinated by Gunko's response there, the way that she received like an emotional backlash after hating him. I truly wonder, because there's been so many little hints and pieces for Gunko's potential, or we could be heading with her character, right? And this was just another one, man. She's definitely one of the most interesting parts about this arc so far. Yes, sir, Akbar J. Yes, sir. Gunko and Summers versus Robin and Gabon. Let's flipping go, Citizen. Let's go. Yeah, for real, Zach. Robin be like, deleting history? It's like, hold up. You took out Saul, but now you're telling me you're going to delete history? Oh, heck no. That's not happening. That's not happening. I love the editor note at the end. What did the editor note say? I didn't even peep that. An unlikely duo springs into action. Yes! Yeah, dog, I just remembered we're going to be on break for 2 weeks, right? Because of Golden Week? Well, no, normally on Golden Week, we get the chapter early. So, we'll get the chapter next week, and then we'll be 2 weeks with no chapter after that. That's normally how it goes. C. Maddie comes in and says, these kids are definitely future members of the Calling Pirates. Yes. I love Ronnie looking like SpongeBob out here. Yeah, bro, with the teeth. And Johanna having ancient giant horns. Yeah, true that. I was wondering what that was about. And no parents is interesting. Robin and Gabon hype. True that, you know. There really is 10 of them. Similar to how many Luffy wanted to set out with, right? For his crew. So that very well could end up being the 2-piece Straw Hats. Robin and Gabon hype, bro. Like, let's go, man. Let's go. Yeah, for real, Winston brings up a great question, CP Mighty. Who are Colin's wings out of the kids? I'd appreciate you, CP Mighty. Thank you. Who would be his wings? Actually, let me pull the chapter back up again. Let's see who the wings are. Alright. Ilva, Scotty, Olaf, Colleen, Mug, Rania, Bench, Johanna, Yorn. Scaldi and Mug, says Citizen. Scaldi and Johanna, says Winston. So it looks like Scaldi... Yeah, I could see that. Scotty. Is it Scotty or Scaldi? Scotty? Yeah, Scotty. Scotty Juhadi from WWE. Shout out to Scotty. Scotty And man, I don't know, bro. Johanna is a good one. I like Ranya's positive attitude, and I like how Mug, even though he's scared, he wants to try, right? It's Scaldy? Scaldy, okay, Scaldy. Bjorn looks like Sanji. You know what? Low key, I can see that. Actually, high key, I can definitely see it. Definitely doesn't act like Sanji though. Yeah, exactly. Can't fly, man. Like I'm curious about that too. Like, how are we gonna deal with that? And we were talking about JoJo earlier. I love how JoJo handles that concept and how the characters try to overcome that, right? And so now we'll have to see how the characters within One Piece will have to overcome going up against individuals who are immortal. Josh Pointer comes with the 5. He says, Brook hype and Robin hype. Nice characterization moments. I like how Brook has those cold lines sometimes. Also on page 5, does Brook know Gunko? That woman, no, it couldn't be. Interesting. So she comes back. So I was thinking the same thing when I first saw this panel. Now I don't know, man. But it's like, how would he know Gunko? She's a concert VIP. Could you imagine, Citizen? We cut back to like a flashback through Brook's perspective, and Brook just sees Gunko in like the front row of a concert. Oh, that would be awesome. I would really dig that. I would really, really dig that. Thank you, Josh Winter, for the 5. And I'm right there with you. Like, I love that Brook has like those really cold lines sometimes. They may very well be, Zach. So then if that's the case, who's who? If all 10 children are Parallels Lestraus, then who's who? Scotty for me is Zoro. I feel like Ylva might low-key be Nami, which is hilarious. Colleen's I don't know, man. Yeah, shut up, Mug. The way Oda's so hyper fixed on giving a new little mystery about Gunko literally every time we see her feels so peculiar and unique. What in the world is this character? Yeah, great point, Quag 2. Like, every single time that we see Gunko, there's another thing, another discussion point. And something else that we can think about. Shout out to Olaf, he's just scared. Usopp and Robin are easy. So is Robin... Are we thinking that Robin's Johanna and Usopp is... Olaf? Is that what we're thinking? Is that what we're thinking, Akash Panda? Johanna and Olaf? Mug seems like he would be the shipwright. Mug is Frankie? Colleen and Olaf combined are Usopp. That's actually... oh yeah, Colin is Usopp. That's true. You're right. Colin is Usopp. Especially after this chapter. You're absolutely right. How could I possibly have not registered that? Yes, Colin is Usopp. Especially with the way he reacted within the chapter. Yes. Yeah, no. I see where you're coming from, Akash Panda. I definitely see it now. I definitely see it. Man, if that's the case, then I wonder if Oda has something cooking for Colin and Usopp greatness down at some point in the arc. Thank you, Jose Urena, for joining the Kingdom of Awesome Sauce. Appreciate you. Thank you, Jose. Brooke, my goat. Yo, Gustav, man. Shout out to Brooke. Shout out to Brooke. I believe the chapter title refers to what the adult giants are afraid of. In this case, it's their moms. So the big moms stuck in the ship is not just the kids' moms, they're the pirates' moms. Which is so interesting, right? Like the grandma, right? Like the grandma in the family that's not the number one protector, but also the one you really don't want to make mad. Wait, so the way that you actually say it is Colleen? Like Colleen Clickenbeard? Like Akash Panda is saying? Have I been saying it wrong this whole time? Is that what they call him in the Viz? Colleen? That's on me. I didn't even clock that. That's dope. Yo, I'm so happy for Colleen as well, if that's the case. Rania is Chopper. I'm gonna go after Rania again. I can see that. I can definitely see that. SpongeBob. Now there's another girl named Colleen. Oh, Colleen! The depressed one right here. Okay. You're right. So Colin is obviously Colin. Then Colleen with the negativity in the nose. Akash Panda, it's not me, man. It's Expedition 33 that's not allowing me to think straight right now. I was thinking that you were talking about Colin because of the way the chapter was going in regards to how he was so excited to present himself before everybody else, and then was scared in front of the craziness this world has to offer with the nightmares. That's what I thought you were going for. But Colleen here, the actual character Colleen, does have the nose and the negativity. I am tripping. I am tripping. That's me, man. That is on me. But like I said, it's not me. It's Expedition 33. Alright? It's not me. JD Kurtz comes with a 5 and says, Summer's parent-child thorn gimmick doing nothing to these fathers Yasop, Jing Freaks, Sho Tucker, Judge Vinsmoke, Gendo Ikari, and Kenjaku. So you're telling me, first and foremost, Jing should not be a part of that lineup. But that's neither here nor there. In regards to the parent-child thorn gimmick, it's absolutely insane. That's absolutely insane, JD Kurtz. Kenjaku. The Kenjaku one is so hilarious to me. That would be dope, Saeed, if Colin is based off of like the famous wrestling fan. We know how much he loves wrestling. Oda. Yeah, no, it was on me. It was on me. I was not clocking that it was two separate characters for Colin and Khalid. I was tripping. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the Lakers game is about to start in a few minutes, so we're gonna wrap up here in a bit. But we'll get to a few more comments. Kenjaku's out there. Flower versus thorn. Every rose has its thorn. That's right. That's what Yoko Kurama taught me watching Yu Yu Hakusho, which is still one of the coolest things. I love that ability. Excuse me, Rose Whip. How are we going to take care of the God's Knights? They're basically immortal right now, and I doubt we can escape from them this time like the Gordosi and Egghead. Just like what was brought up earlier, Quag 2. I've been thinking a lot about, because of this JoJo rewatch, of how we could potentially deal with the concept of immortality within One Piece, and I'm looking forward to seeing Oda's answer for that. Because you're absolutely right. Like, I don't know how we're going to deal with this, but when we find the answer here, we'll be able to translate that answer into the actual final part when we have to go back and go against the Gorosei again. Lakers in 5. That's right. I saw so many memes for Lakers in 5 this week. Japanese married couples with kids who refer to each other as father and mother. That is true. That is true. At least from the anime and J dramas that I've seen, that is true. In front of their kids, and sometimes even when their kids are not around, I think the giant pirates are afraid of their wives, not their moms. Ah, yes, that also makes sense. That also makes sense. Oda takes pronunciation from different languages: Norwegian, Swedish, Icelandic, and Danish, so it's hard to pinpoint the correct one in Elbaf, and I am Norwegian. Ah, man. Absolutely, Zach. So that points, yeah, it definitely can be difficult to pinpoint exactly which one he's going for. Yeah, it hits different now, Lazy Mofos, after the recent... yeah, I know. Trust me, I know Sun Jinwoo. That's what Lazy Mofos is referring to. What are the other epithets of the God's Knights? Killing him, the Trident, Gunko, the Arrow, Shamrock, the Cerberus, and I believe Garling's epithet is the Hero of God Valley. So we've got the Dagger, Shamrock the Dagger, Killing him, the Trident, Gunko, the Arrow, Shamrock the Cerberus, and Garling's epithet is what Winston is putting here. So I'll have to wait and see what the other ones look like, what their personalities are like, maybe what their abilities are like. Shamrock is the saber, says Akash Panda. The saber of the God's Knights. It's almost convinced me that the God Knights will succeed to a degree and escape themselves if the giant kids are actually kidnapped. That'll give the Giants their motivation for the final war. That's true, Quag 2. If they do succeed, that would give them their motivation to go out and fight that war. And truly attempt to help Luffy and them do what they need to do. Appreciate you, Shady. Thank you. Don't forget, Recon Oda said once that mothers are kind of antithetical to the idea of freedom, so it's interesting to see that idea being brought back. I honestly forgot about that, Brandon King. That's interesting. Interested to see how he implements that into the story if he delves further into it. I think he will. I think that's actually what he's waiting to do for the Luffy's mother flashback as well, which is interesting. Yeah, no, Zach, Demonio Fluor. I'm looking forward to seeing that again. Elbaf version. The Saber of Emu, the Saber of Zebek, dude. That's gonna be peak. The Saber of Zebek, man. The Sword of Emu. Bonnie ages up the kids? Oh, that's an interesting idea, Spencer. It's like, she would age them up so that they could potentially get away from the situation. It'd be a good way of using her ability. You think Gabon knows how to counter the God's Knight's immortality, or is it too early for that? I mean, he very well could have that knowledge, Josh Pointer. He very well could have that knowledge. I don't know how he would have that knowledge, but if there's anybody who would have that knowledge, it's the former Roger Pirate. You know what I'm saying? The hero of God values the fire title, knowing the contest of that incident. Yeah, for sure. I agree with Winston on that one. I think that's a really good epithet. Oda also said the mom's the strongest creatures alive, even stronger than Kaido. I mean, that's true. A mom's sandal is stronger than Blast Breath. That is their Blast Breath. God Knight's Enforcer, the mother of Flagnards. Yes, that's Emu. Emu's the mother of Flagnards, or the father of Flagnards. Or maybe both. The mother and father of Flagnards. Who knows what Emu is, yo. I've been thinking that all the kids will get kidnapped, with Colin being the one to escape. He might even ask Luffy to take him out to sea to save his friends, not saying he'll become a Straw Hat, though. I mean, at this point at the end of the series, it's like, we could probably expect that the characters that we have now are the Straw Hat crew, and then everybody else going to join our alliance, right? So he'll be like the cabin boy that joins on for the rest of the adventure. After the stream, you're going to hop back on Expedition 33. You better believe it, Josh Pointer. Expedition 33 here, and I'm putting the Lakers game here on the computer. Right here on the monitor, man. I am excited. We could have done an Elbaf flashback. Summers could mention Harland again, but I think Loki will be the person we see the Elbaf flashback from, so he needs to appear first. That's a good point. Like, the POV character will more than likely be Loki. So, we could get a piece of it, though. Winston, remember back in Dressrosa, we saw a piece of the greater picture of the Dressrosa flashback through King Riku's eyes. And then we got the full picture later on, or we got, like, multiple different point of views, technically, from the Dressrosa flashback. We got, like, the Kiros section, the Riku section, and then we got, like, the big Law and Corazon section, right? That put them all together. So we could get something similar in Elbaf. But the actual main meat of it, I do think, will come from Loki for sure. Garling the Champion. It's an awesome name as well. What do you think the answer to immortality will be, considering the future matchups against the God Knights and the Enders? It has to be something that their opponents are capable of. Exactly. So, because the obvious thing that comes to mind is Conqueror's Coding, but not everyone's going to have Conqueror's Coding in our crew, so I don't think that's it. It can't be it. So it has to do either something with hockey, or this is going to be Oda bringing One Piece back to its roots. And how do we overcome a Logia without hockey? We have to come up with a creative way to do that, right? So we have to, whatever the sun coming up is to a vampire, we have to figure out what that weakness is to the Holy Knights. And then how we exploit that weakness is going to be the main essence of how a lot of those battles will go, not just here, but in the Final War as well. So we've got to figure out what the weakness is in regards to both the Holy Knights and the Gorosei. Which I honestly don't have an answer to. But I do think it's going to allow Oda to reset back to the beginning of the series and allow a creative solution to how to overcome immortality. Which I think in and of itself is a really interesting idea. It's one of the main reasons why I love Luffy vs. Crocodile so much, because he was forced to overcome sand by using his own blood to land blows on the dude. And of course the water that he got from the old man. And so it's shout out to that, by the way. But that was the way he was able to overcome that. And so I think a creative solution like that, obviously it's not the same thing, because this is immortality, but I think it will require a creative solution to be able to overcome it. And I think that's what I'm super looking forward to. Same as Naruto's answers to immortality, trust the future to the youth. Ah, interesting, Brandon King. I like that. Taking the thematic approach. I say that because the close-up panel of Shanks saying to Colin Straw Hat, Luffy, remember the name, feels special to me. And I'm right there with you, Quag 2. Excuse me, we've been thinking for a long time about who the cabin boy, quote-unquote, is going to be to the Straw Hats. And I thought it was going to be Momonosuke for a long time. But it very well could end up being Colin, you know? That's a good point, Zach. On the Hancock point. I think Harold was trying to protect Elbaf after Loki misunderstood and killed him. I'm starting to be of that belief as well, Akash Panda. So Loki flashback first, and then the Harold flashback to the God's Knights, as Loki learns about Harold too. And then that would allow the viewers and Loki to reach the same realization at the same time. I like that, Akash Panda. I like that. The Holy Knight's weakness, biggest hint might be the pain Gunko felt while hitting Brook. Yeah, good point, Quag 2. That could be the biggest hint so far, is that hint of pain that Gunko felt in that moment while she was kicking him. That very well could be the case. You gotta riz them. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, Akash Panda. If that's the case, Sanji's gonna go ham. You gotta riz them. Oh, the Monster Trio are gonna go crazy. In Riz? Come on, man. Sanji, Zoro, and Luffy going to be like, yo, let Luffy pull up in a coat. Gunko's going to drop to the knees. Summer's on his knees. Killing him on his knees. They're already shook enough as it is. Hidan's still going to die due to malnutrition according to Kishimoto. That fool packed up for good. True that. True that. That man was stuck inside a hole. Oh, man. Gunko got that emotional damage. It is very interesting what happened to Gunko in this chapter. Right. I mean, obviously it was at the hands of Brook, whom she obviously looks up to in regards to music. But the fact that she was tugging away at her heart was such an interesting look, just like Quack 2 says, into maybe a potential hint into how we're going to be able to overcome all of this. You have to hit the Holy Knights with the cold lines to kill them. You got them with some raw one-liners, man. And listen, the wings, Zoro and Sanji are like cold one-liner heaven. Both of them. So let the boys get back. You know, let the boys get back. Immortal being gets hurt by kicking someone who's died before. Yeah, for real, Gustav. It's like the Earth was trying to register, or reality rather, was trying to register that. And they were like, yo, this is... like, how are we supposed to register this? And they ended up actually feeding the damage to Kumko instead of Brook. Yeah, I think, Josh Pointer, we should still get a chapter early. If it's like normal Golden Weeks. Kill him with one-liners. We've been training on the whole show, Akash Panda. We've been training for this the entire series. Kill him with the awesome one-liners. We're good at it, man. Soul power, the power of perseverance. It goes into like the Undertale thing, right? With like the power of determination. And I feel like the soul power... You want to talk about individuals who have soul, man? Straight up. Let's get some soul attacks in there. Hockey can conquer everything. Exactly, King Ryu, like Kaido said. Thoughts on why Nami was blaming Jinbei for them getting caught? I think the reason why Nami was blaming Jinbei was, number one, being playful, but number two, because Jinbei was their protector in that situation. She was like, you know what? If Zoro, Sanji, and Luffy aren't here, Jinbei's the one who controls the situation. He's the one who can get us out of this. And when they got caught, she was like, well, it's Jinbei's fault. So, that's why I think Nami said that. Gunko's pain for the love of Brook could be related to Summer's talk of love having thorns. Ooh, that's a cook. That's a cook. That's a cook. love having thorns. And poor Gunko having to kick the individual that she looks up to. In regards to music, is just like feeling those thorns in her heart. Oh, man. All right, ladies and gentlemen. That is going to be it for us today. Thank you so much for being here. I apologize once again for being here a day late. But Expedition 33 had me, and still has me hooked. And so I look forward to seeing you all next time. Hopefully next week we'll get the chapter early. We'll be back here to talk about some greatness. Until then, new episode this weekend. Luffy vs. Kizaru is still going up in like swimwear. Super excited, obviously, for that. And if there is no chapter next week, then we will have the episode to make up for it. So looking forward to that. But I will see you all next time. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to be able to talk a little more in depth about a few things I talked about at the beginning of this video, in some way, shape, or form down the line. Allergies are killing right now, bro. At some point later on, but we'll see how we're able to do that. But for right now, I'm not gonna promise anything. But I will see y'all again, like I said, for the episode and for what's to come here in the next week. So thank you so much, of course, for being here a day late. I appreciate y'all for being patient with me. And once again, just a massive shout out to both Expedition 33 and Oblivion that dropped this week. And the Danganronpa creator, if any of you guys like Danganronpa, also released a game today called 100 Lives something. I also want to check that out. Just too many games out right now, man. So it's a lot of peak. But I will see y'all. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. One Piece greatness. Shout out to my boy Brooke for holding it down, man. And we might have discovered the secret to beating the Holy Knights. Is you gotta kill them with those hard, cold one-liners, man. It's how you do it, man. It's how you do it. What was the thing Sanji said in Eni's lobby? It was like God makes the food, the devil makes the spices. Come on.